Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Louise and this is my journey to get as young looking skin as I possibly can and to feel as good as I can for as long as possible. So today's video is on a topic that I've spoken about at least twice now, and that's my favorite anti-aging treatment, which is Bioplasma. So I feel that as we age, you either start to get jowls and your face starts to sag, or you lose volume. I feel like you generally fit into one of those categories. I've been very lucky with my jaw and everything kind of holding up, but I have lost quite a lot of facial volume, or I did lose quite a lot of facial volume, which is to be expected. I'm a few months away from being mid-40s, so you are going to start losing some volume, especially I'm thin, I do a lot of sport, I have quite broad shoulders, so you probably can't tell, but I am pretty thin and do a lot of sport and fitness. So yeah, Bioplasma has fast become my favorite treatment. So I don't want to get filler. Everybody makes their own decisions on what they do. I'm just really not drawn to filler. I did have it once when I was 28, funnily enough, very young. I had it a tiny bit in my nasolabial folds because they have always been really deep. Even when I was 17 and I look back at photos, that has always been kind of a problem area. And I don't even really remember what it was like, and then I just never did it again. And I've been kind of anti-filler the whole rest of the time, and I actually stopped doing any facial treatments whatsoever. I think I used to have baby Botox, and I had once had these lines filled around 28, and I probably did it for like a year or two, and it was sort of considered preventative. And then I stopped, and I never did any of those things again until my early 40s. I think 2 years ago, I started having a bit of Botox here and in my eyes, and I never touched filler again. So I just had that one-off treatment. And I do remember being quite happy with it. And I do remember it lasting for years and years and years and years and years. So even back then, I never saw it as something that just lasted for 6 months, because I really think it lasted for about 5 years, honestly. And it never quite went back to being as bad. But yeah, I had got quite deep lines there, and I'd lost a lot of facial volume. So anyway, I've been having Bioplasma, and Bioplasma is basically where they take your own blood, so it can't be more natural than that, and they heat it and cool it so it becomes a thick gel-like substance. And I don't think it's as thick as filler, and I don't think the results are as instant, although I can't remember what filler looks like, and I've only had it in that one place, and it was so long ago. But I imagine filler is the more immediate result. But the great thing with Bioplasma, it can't be more natural. I try my best to stick to natural and stimulating procedures that just basically get my body working like it did when it was younger. That just logically to me feels the right way to go, rather than putting artificial things into my body as much as possible. I know Botox isn't, but I just hate these two lines, and there isn't really, I've tried everything else, and there isn't really, I even sleep with the tape but there isn't really anything else I found that kind of gets rid of the 11s, and I just really don't like them. But other than that, as natural as I can possibly be, I'm trying to stick to. So Bioplasma, I feel like it's so humid here in the UK. I feel like with Bioplasma, it's a real builder, and I think I said this in my last video. So the first time I had it, so I'll back up a bit. Where I get it done is at a college, and it's super cheap. I think it was £100, and now it's only 60 something pounds. So it's absolute no-brainer because it's really expensive elsewhere. So it does allow me to get it done pretty regularly. I think at the moment I'm having it done most months, and I've been having it in different areas, and I'm finally starting to maybe go over some of the same areas. So I'm really starting to notice the difference. The first time I had it, I didn't notice that much of a difference, and it wore off really quick. But what I've noticed is the more I have it, the more it's stimulating my own collagen production, the more of an effect I see, and the longer it's lasting. So it's a real builder, in my opinion. So I started having it in this lower jaw, not the jaw really, but like the lower cheek. And then I had it in my eyes, I think. And next time I will do the eyes again, because I think that's an area that needs a lot of work. And then I had a bit here, to kind of try to lift, because I've been really trying to work on this area. And oh my gosh, the last time she actually just basically directly filled these lines, these nasolabial folds, and I just can't believe it. I've been absolutely in love with it ever since. I think it's made such a difference. I don't know if you can really tell on the videos. I've not had anyone sort of say, oh my gosh, but to me, I noticed a massive difference in these lines. And they were my main concern, really. So yeah, I can't stop praising. I think sometimes it's called PRF. Where I go, it's called Bioplasma. I think it's got a few different names, but it's basically the one, it's not the biostimulator. I think people kind of get them confused. For some reason, I'm just not drawn to the biostimulators. The same reason I'm not drawn to fillers as much as possible. I'm really trying to, I'm happy with Bioplasma. I'm really happy with it. I think it's doing the job for now. And I'm very happy with my skin at the moment. I think this is probably the most comfortable I've been with my skin for most of my life, which is kind of crazy because normally you would get more insecure as you get older. But the texture of my skin, I think, is the best it's probably ever been. I've also bought the Derma Rays laser. So I was wanting it for ages, and I was looking on secondhand sites and everything, and I just couldn't get it any cheaper. And then it came up on a sale on Amazon and I just jumped in. So I've just started using that. I think I've been using it for about 3 weeks now, and I will come and do a video about the Derma Rays and what I think about it. It's kind of hard because when you're doing a few things, it's hard to know what's working. But I mean, the Bioplasma, that was an instant. As soon as I walked out of the room and she put it in this area, I was like, wow. But it was part of a process. You know, I had here done first, then here on another session. And honestly, now every time I have it done, I'm just, wow. It's just building and building and just looking better and better, in my opinion. So I hope everyone is well, and let me know in the comments if you've tried biofiller or PRF and how you found it. All right, I'll speak soon. Bye bye.